Let's be honest, all referral scripts suck. They make you awkward, they make the client awkward, and most of them sound something awful like this, like, hey, I get paid in two ways, one with the fees that you pay me and the other with the referrals you give me. Or worse yet, why don't you write down the name of 5 people you know that would benefit from my services? Again, these are awkward, they suck for everybody, and in this video, I'm gonna share with you the only referral script that actually works. In fact, it's the one I love so much that I use it in every client meeting. If you don't know who I am, I'm Matthew Jarvis. I built a $2 million a year RIA with a 2-person team and taking 6 months of vacation. I recently sold that practice for an 8-figure deal, and now I coach financial advisors how to meet or exceed my success. So let's talk about referrals, but let's take a step back at the core of the referrals. Let's first understand that the only reason a client sends you a referral is not because they like you, but because they hope it makes them look good in front of their friends. Now, you may disagree with this. I don't really care. I'm just telling you this is how it is. So when I go to a client, I say, hey, listen, would you do me the favor of sending me a referral? This is a big ask. It's not helping them, and they're risking a lot. What are they risking? Well, they're risking that their friend isn't going to appreciate the referral. They're risking that I'm going to do a bad job. But most of all, they're risking that their friend will call me, I'll do a bad job, and their friend will say to them, hey, Bob, how could you be such an idiot to work with Matthew Jarvis, right? That's their big concern. So what to do instead? Like, how do we make this so easy that the client always wants to give referrals? And let me give you a local example. So I live here in Las Vegas. I love it here. There is one steakhouse in town, the Golden Steer, that I absolutely love. And anytime someone comes to Vegas and they want to know what restaurant I recommend, I always say the Golden Steer. Why? Because I don't see how they could have a bad experience at the Golden Steer. The food is amazing. The venue is amazing. The atmosphere is amazing. The only complaint is it takes like 3 months to get a reservation. Now, what would make me even more likely to refer people to the Golden Steer is if they said, hey, listen, if you come in and you say that Jarvis referred you, you'll get a free glass of wine. Now, don't say that because they're not going to do that, but I want you to just look at that illustration. So how do we create the same thing for financial advisors? Like, I'm not giving out steaks. There's not a 3-month wait list. I don't have a free glass of wine. So here's what I do instead, and this is what I do in every client meeting. So I get to the end of the meeting, I've delivered massive value throughout, and I say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Client, you may not remember this, but one of the benefits of working with our office is that any family or friends that you have that have any kind of money question at all, like I don't care what it is, any money question at all, have them give me a call, and as a favor to you, I'll make sure they're taken care of. Now, that might just be answering their question, that might be pointing them in the right direction, that might be giving them a good book to read. Whatever it is they need, I'll get them taken care of. And if at the end of taking care of them, they want to know how we help people make an educated and informed decision about working with a financial advisor, we'll be glad to share that, but that's the end of it, right? So let's think about this for a second. I've now told the client that I'm their guy, like in the old mob movies, right? Like, hey, I got a guy that'll take care of this. Like, I'm that guy. And so when any friend or family member has a money question, they think, oh, I got this guy, like I can really help my friend out here by telling him to call Jarvis and he'll make sure they get taken care of. And I'm super confident that Jarvis isn't going to timeshare them. He's not going to give them the hard sell, whatever the case may be, because he explained to me their process. In other words, I got like nothing to lose by introducing my friend to Jarvis. Now, by the way, I'm not totally sure if this is how the client thinks, but it's how I think, which means that when I present this to the client, I can present it as if I'm bringing them a gift. It's like I went to my friend's house for dinner and I brought a glass or a bottle of wine as a gift. Like, I don't worry, hey, is my friend going to reject that bottle of wine? Because I know it's a nice gift. Same with this offer. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Client, if you know someone who needs some help, I'm your guy. Like, I say it that comfortably because it is that comfortable for me. Now, for you in your office, don't spring this on a client. Don't watch this video and think, you know what I'm going to do? In my next client meeting, I'm going to use that same script because it's going to seem awkward because it is awkward. It's the first time you're using it. So if you want to use this script, practice it in the mirror, practice it on your iPhone, practice it with your spouse, practice it with your kids, practice it with your assistant. And after you've practiced it 20 or 30 or 40 times, then you can practice it with a client. Now, there is one downside of this script, which is we haven't done any screening. Notice we didn't say, hey, if you have friends with more than $1 million, or if you have friends that are ready to retire, or if you have friends with restricted stock options, I didn't say any of that. I said, if you have any family or friends that have any kind of money question at all, have them give me a call. So the risk here is that their friend, Jim from down the road who's going through bankruptcy, is going to have a question for you about how he defaults on his Visa credit card bill. I don't know what that is. Whatever it is, That's okay. That's okay because I don't want the client to have to do the screening for two reasons. One, they really don't know their friend's financial situation. If I say, hey, listen, only send me people that have $2 million, they don't know if their friends have $2 million. They also don't want their friends to know that they have $2 million, right? If I say, hey, listen, go see my guy, he only works with people with more than $2 million, I just tip my hand that I have more than $2 million. So if I say, send me anyone, I've made it super easy for them. It's then on me to screen that and to make sure I give those people good advice and send them on their way. And in another video, we'll talk about that, how to use the doctor analogy that if someone calls in and they're not a good fit, how you can explain that you're just not that kind of specialist. So again, take this referral script, which is Mr. and Mrs. Client. One of the benefits of working with our office is that any family or friends that you have with any kind of money questions can give my office a call and I'll get them pointed in the right direction. So use that again and again, and I promise it will transform your practice. And until next time, happy planning.